Do you want to play a stinky fish man? Check out Howl of the Wild, the new rulebook for Pathfinder 2e. Thanks to Paizo for my complimentary copy. Inside are 6 new ancestries. Compared to the 8 ancestries in player core, these ancestries have more animalistic features. There are also large ancestries and aquatic ancestries. These ancestries are also mostly uncommon or rare. The Minotaur is a classic beast from mythology with the head and legs of a cow and the body of a hunk. Minotaur's heritages and feats can come from their cow-like head and legs, for example, a 1d8 horn attack. Their heritages also include Glacier Minotaur as the Arctic variety and Roaming Minotaur, and can potentially talk to cows with cattle speech. Keen nose gives them an imprecise scent. However, a lot of their power comes from their supermodel bodies. A Minotaur is large, approximately horse-sized, meaning they take up 2x2 squares in combat. That means they can attack more adjacent squares at once, although they don't automatically get reach extended beyond that. They also provide cover to small creatures behind them. However, any 5-foot hull they have to squeeze through counts as difficult terrain. If a creature is at least 2 size categories smaller, they can also ride the Minotaur. When doing so, both creatures act on the same initiative, which is the smaller of their initiative rolls, and they also only get 2 actions each instead of 3. The Minotaurs get strength and con bonus and 2 extra HP. The Little Horn Minotaur lets the Minotaur be medium. They can also choose Friendly Nudge and use large 2-handed weapons. The Minotaur are famous for building mazes and labyrinths. That might often be where you encounter a Minotaur, in a massive maze of their construction as they stalk you through it. They get Slab Soul Minotaur and Stalker Minotaur heritages, and feats like Artisanal Crafter, Eye for Masonry, and Minotaur Lore. Legend says they are a species cursed by the gods, since at one time an architect built a shrine to a cow for a deity, only to find the deity hated cows, so the deity turned them into a cow, and Minotaurs were born. Mermaids are the princes and princesses of the sea. Their defining physical feature is having the lower half of a fish. Although their speed on land is severely limited, they get a 25-foot swim speed. Abyssal Merfolk are part deep-sea fish, Carcharodon are part shark, Peloton are parts tuna, Reef are coral reef fish, and sailfish are really fast. Carcharodon and Abyssal Merfolk also have the opportunity to gain Ocean's Bite, and anyone can speak to other fish with Wave Speaker. Merfolk are just like you and me, but they live in the water. That means they gain bonuses against water attacks, have low light vision, and require submerging in water every 24 hours. The Merfolk weapons are things like tridents and crossbows. Merfolk can help others swim with swimmer's guidance. There's no fire underwater, so Merfolk use magic for anything you'd need fire for, like burning down your shed. Merfolk lore is about arcana and society, and they can get Sea Song with a bonus to charisma. Their tops are not entirely human. They have pointed ears and are thin and aerodynamic, giving a bonus to dexterity but a penalty to constitution. You might also use a supramarine chair, basically a wheelchair designed for mermaids, which gives you a land speed equal to your swim speed up to 20 feet. An awakened animal is an animal that was granted sentience through basically any means. There's a ritual in the player core book that grants an animal sentience, but maybe you're a human that was transformed into a turtle, maybe you're an exile from the Looney Tunes dimension. It's taken for granted that for the most part you act as a humanoid with 2 limbs that act as hands and can stand on 2 legs, but you need to decide what animal you are and then make a few choices to represent that mechanically. For example, you can speak to humans or any animal of your type. Then you choose your size between tiny, small, medium, and large, which also changes how much HP you get. You also get a natural weapon with your heritage. Your heritage represents your movement speed, either climbing, flying, running, or swimming. And there's a few feats you can choose to flesh out your animal as well, like land legs, natural senses, sea legs, take flight, or tooth and claw. Your animal origin also gives you a constitution bonus and intelligence penalty. Some features are about your relationship with humanoids, such as fascinated by society, learn by watching, or you're so cute. There are also features you gain via the awakening process, such as awakened animal lore and awakened magic, and a bonus to wisdom. Similar to the Minotaur, if you're a tiny animal, you can take cover by hiding behind medium creatures, since they're 2 size categories larger than you. However, your reach is 0, and you must enter a creature's space in order to attack them. You might be wondering if you can take a versatile heritage since your movement speed is granted by your heritage. The base speed for an awakened animal is 20 feet of swimming or land, so you can then take a versatile heritage. You want to be an angel puppy. Then the level 5 ancestry feat Late Awakener grants you the benefits of the logical heritage. Circi are underground, genderless, polyamorous insect people with cool names that eat magic and evolve. Circis are rare because they only emerge from the ground once in a generation, and even stranger, they don't need to eat. False! They do need to eat, but not food. They suck up magic around them and survive off that. Circi have cool names like whose odor is cheese-like or whose strength is admirable. Most of Circi's heritages are based off their insectile appearance. Breaker gives claws, Elytron gives wings, Hardshell gives armor, and Lantern sheds light. However, Circi don't get all their heritage abilities to start with. They gain 1 ability, and when they reach higher levels, they can take ancestry feats which cause them to evolve in appearance and gain new abilities. Circi also take the feat Small Speak to talk to insects, and have a plus constitution bonus. They can cast cantrips with Sequestered Spell, learn a magic tradition from Circi lore, and even detect magic by tasting it through vestigial magic sense. resistance. Since they live underground, they have dark vision and favor weapons with some utility and practical aspect to them. Athamaru are fish people that walk on two legs, ride eels, and are stinky. Since they're fish people, a lot of their features are from their fish bodies, like low light vision. They have a reduced movement speed but a 25-foot swim speed, and many of their heritages represent the type of fish features they have, such as coral armor, kaleidoscope for dazzling colors, and quilled for attacks. If they're a coral Athamaru, they can choose coral symbiotes to get poison resistance. They also have the best thing ever, pet eels, called Elver, which they can carry around in a water bubble basket. They also value strength and athletics. Athamaru lore includes athletics and nature training, and weapons are made for the water, like spears and crossbows. They can be highly distrustful of outsiders but very communal, granting a wisdom bonus but an intelligence penalty. They orient around a single large matriarch Athamaru, and when that matriarch dies, several Athamaru who want to become the next matriarch go larger and change physical features to compete to become the next matriarch. You can play as one of these competing Athamaru with a hopeful heritage which makes you large. You can choose feats like community-minded or ocean wariness. Athamaru can produce interesting smells which can be used to communicate or intimidate. Centaurs are half human and half horse, and thought to be the ancient trainers of great heroes. Like Minotaurs and hopeful Athamaru, centaurs are large. However, centaurs also have a special ability called Mount. A playable character must be 2 size categories for another playable character to ride them, but for a centaur they only need to be 1 category smaller, so a human could ride a centaur. However, centaurs are a proud people and they hate being ridden. Many of the centaur's features are a result of their horse bottoms. They're large, they have a bonus to strength, and they're faster. They have heritages like Fleetwood, Ironhoof, Model Coat, and Ponygate, which makes them medium-sized, and Stout Heart. They also have feats like Practiced Brawn. Meanwhile, their human top gives them their weapons, which are mostly bows and lances. Culturally, centaurs are known for their affinity for herbalism and keeping a balance between the divine and nature, granting a wisdom bonus. Priests can choose between becoming a green speaker or a faith speaker, which are priests of nature and the divine, respectively, and represented by the heritage Budding Speaker. Centaur lore grants training in medicine and nature and other feats like Skilled Herbalist.